Hi, this is Chatterboxing. I'm Sean. Haven't been around for a while. I've been really busy, so I haven't made any videos for quite a long time. Hopefully, I'm going to start getting back on it now, start making more videos. I want to talk today a little bit about the heavyweights, about Anthony Joshua, Pulev, Wilder, Ortiz. None of those fights are signed yet, but I think I don't think, I know they're all talking about it. I think they're quite close to being done. So yeah, I want to give my opinion on that and what I think about them. All right, let's start off with Joshua Pulev. When Vladimir Klitschko decided that he didn't want to take the rematch, the plans that were spelt out, or laid out, should I say, by Eddie Hearn was to fight Pulev, then Ortiz, and then most probably after that Deontay Wilder. Now, to me, that's fine. I'm quite satisfied with that. I think as a fan, that's decent. I mean, Pulev is the manager challenger. Luis Ortiz, manager challenger. They both deserve a title shot. They both got themselves into that position. Pulev's been manager challenger for longer, so he deserves to have it first. And I don't really see how anyone could argue with that. I understand that there's a lot of kind of point scoring and bickering and, pointing the finger at people and like trying to discredit people goes on generally in a sort of boxing fan world. But me personally, I think it'd be quite an unreasonable man who would criticise fighting Klitschko, then Pulev, and then Ortiz in that order. I think it'd be a bit ridiculous in my opinion. But anyway. Luis Ortiz is obviously trying to get his fight quicker. He's not getting any younger. I mean, I don't know how old he is in reality, but he's at least 40. So he wants to get this done as quickly as possible. But that's for the WBA to sort out. He's trying to get the WBA to really force the issue and make his fight first, or strip Joshua of his belt. I hope that doesn't happen. But there's not really much I can do about it. I don't really know. I just leave that to the WBA to resolve. I think the Pulev fight is a pretty decent fight next. After that, then I'd like to see it against Luis Ortiz. Or, if Luis Ortiz does fight Deontay Wilder, which is what people are talking about as well, then the winner of that fight, which to me is a good one. Now, Luis Ortiz is, as I say, he's at least 40. He's in quite a good position. He can wait for Pulev. He can fight Pulev, then he can fight someone else, and then fight Joshua, which he may well decide to do, because if you can fight either Wilder or Joshua, then I'm sure like Joshua is a much more attractive option. He's going to earn much more money. He's going to fight in front of a much bigger crowd, much bigger television audience. He's going to get more prestige. He'll win possibly 2 belts if he wins. So it's definitely a more attractive fight, especially for someone like some 40-odd-year-old bloke who hasn't really made that much money in boxing. You'd think that his managers and all that, they would prefer him to take that fight. The Deontay Wilder fight it's a tough fight as well. Make less money, less prestige, but he would get a shot. He would get a shot at the world title, and if he won that, he could then obviously fight against Joshua. But it's kind of a bit in limbo, and it's a kind of I'm hoping that it doesn't get to a stage like a sort of Mayweather style in Jumbo, like Mayweather, when people were like, this person doesn't want to fight that person because they're trying to fight Mayweather because that's the money fight. Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz was being talked about, like this fight was going to be made. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, is it just sort of Wilder just sort of talking a big one again? And I mean, who knows? But what we do know is that he paid off Stavern. Stavern has been paid step-aside money. So that is a signal of intent. It's a signal of intent to do something. So Luis Ortiz is a fight that everybody would like to see. It's a fight that everybody would give him a lot of credit for. Something that Wilder has been missing in his career. He's, I don't need to keep going back over old ground, but he's obviously like nearly 40 fights in. Doesn't really have the respect that he feels he deserves from most boxing fans around the world. this would be a good way to do it. Be a dangerous opponent, credible opponent, a fight that he doesn't need to take. Really, it's not like he's a mandatory or anything like that. So it would be a good move by him, and people would definitely respect it. It'd be a tough fight as well. I mean, I'm not sure who I'd pick for that. I think Wilder's definitely got the tools to win if he fought a very good fight, but at the same time, I think, you know, Ortiz has got the tools as well to beat him. So I don't know if that fight does get made. Obviously, we'll do a bit more of a breakdown on it. But I think Wilder, personally, would be up for that Ortiz fight. I think he's been around now for a long time. I think he wants to prove himself. I think he's a bit fed up of the reputation that he has. And I think he would like to fight Ortiz. I think he thinks, yeah, Ortiz is kind of there for the taking. He's like 40, however old he is. He's a good fighter. He's very well rated, but, you know, I think I can beat him. So I think he'd be up for it. In terms of whether Ortiz would be up for fighting Wilder, and I think under normal circumstances he would. But you've got the possibility now of him waiting for after Joshua fights Pulev. Then he could take the same. He could basically go for 2 world titles for a load more money. You know, is he going to want to risk fighting Deontay Wilder? I mean, we don't know. I mean, it's possible that Luis Ortiz might not be up for fighting Deontay Wilder. So we have to see what happens really with that one. Also, another thing that is possible. I mean, this is just pure speculation on my part, but Al Heyman has both Wilder and Ortiz. Now, Al Heyman and Eddie Hearn are rivals in terms of, you know, as promoters, in terms of being like, you know, the big man in world boxing. There are other people as well, obviously, but Al Heyman and Eddie Hearn are both rivals. So it is possible that Anthony Joshua, obviously being the, you know, the biggest cash cow definitely in the UK boxing, like arguably in world boxing, like at least soon, him and Canelo. So would Al Heyman want to put because he's got 2 realistic threats like there that could beat Anthony Joshua right now, both Ortiz and Deontay Wilder. Would he want to put them both together to kind of take one of them out before they get a chance to dethrone Anthony Joshua? He might do, I don't know. But it's definitely a possibility that he might not want to put them together, and he might want to think, well, let's try and get Ortiz to knock Joshua off. If that doesn't work, then I'll send in Wilder. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But I mean, there's a lot of nonsense. People talking about like Anthony Joshua sort of ducking people and he's scared and all this and the other. I mean, just it's all a load of absolute bollocks. We're going to see very soon Anthony Joshua fighting one of these 2. What I think would be ideal from a boxing fan's perspective, those 2, like Ortiz and Wilder, fought each other, and then if Joshua beats Pulev, which most people think he will, then he can fight the winner of that. Now, I think that would be ideal from a boxing fan's perspective, and I certainly don't think it's unreasonable for people to ask for that, because some people are going to say, oh well, so you like a lot of, especially like Wilder fans, you're going to say, oh, well, you think that like Anthony Joshua, because I've seen people say this, Deontay Wilder is going to do Joshua's dirty work for him and all this, that and the other. Well, no, he doesn't have to do Anthony Joshua's dirty work for him, but Deontay Wilder and all his fans are the ones that screaming everything has to be done yesterday. So if you want to really speed up the process, then get Luis Ortiz out of the way and establish yourself as a top level heavyweight, and you'll have a very credible win on your record. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, I look at it like that. I'm sure some people are going to say, oh, you're trying to like use this person to like, you know, trying to use them to fight each other so Joshua doesn't have to fight them. Well, if these 3 are going to fight, Anthony Joshua's last fight fought Vladimir Klitschko. Deontay Wilder fought Gerald Washington. Luis Ortiz fought Dave Allen. So, you know, out of the 3 of them, which 2 really need like to kind of take on a top level opponent next the most? It certainly isn't Anthony Joshua, it's those 2. So I would like to see those 2 fight each other, and the winner against Joshua. For me, that would be perfect. Now, I don't really see how anyone could have a problem with that, but I'm sure some people will. If you do, then let me know why, because I personally don't really understand how you could. But yeah, that's it for now. I just wanted to say a few things on that. So hopefully these fights will get signed soon. And thank you very much for watching.